Been a while since I made a YouTube video. Let's get right into it. So, yesterday was the Trinidad and Tobago Regionals. Got second place with Fire King Snake Eye. Never played a tournament with the deck. Didn't even play any test matches really. Actually, no, I didn't play any test matches at all because I test some rescues. Just didn't really have time to, so I just kind of read the effects, watch a lot of combo videos, and it worked out. Deck is amazing. During tier format, I performed really well with that deck, and I actually find the playstyle is kind of similar in terms of like the layers and the amount of decision trees that you could use to get to your end board because it's not very specific, and also the interruptions are very unpredictable at times for the opponent. Like you have to be very knowledgeable on the deck in order to predict what the deck is gonna do. So let's get right into it. We have the hand traps, triple drill, triple Vela, triple Ash, triple Nib, triple Imperm. So I played 15 hand traps in total. Imperm was obviously one of the best hand traps because it gets around triple tactics talent, it gets around thrust. You're able to use it on as your 6th card on your turn or your opponent's turn. Great card overall, can't really complain about it, and it actually puts a good dent in the Snake Eyes Fire King deck if you know where to hit or if you can read the plays. Nibiru, this card, it came in clutch actually. A good few times, not in particular versus the decks that I wanted it to, but it actually came up twice in a Flunder match, which was insane because I played first, won the dice roll, and my opponent dimension shifted me. So all I did was basically field spell, pass. You'll see that I'm playing the field spell as well for Snake Eye, and I put some bodies on the board, got some protection. Ended up getting to nib him. Later on in the game, he got to put shifter back to the top of his deck, shifted me again, and actually OTK'd him on my turn by nibbing him on my turn and using Princess to pop the token, and then going off and OTK'd him through shifter. That was actually really insane. I actually impressed myself a lot with that. Triple Ash, this was great. A lot of people said that this card is not going to be that good because of the heater play coming up, but honestly, if you get to Ash the right card, they're probably not even going to get to the heater play, and then in tandem with other hand traps, it blocks them out a lot. So I would definitely play this going forward, especially with certain rogue decks. Like if they don't draw optimal, this card shuts them down. Effect Villa, same reason as Imperm. Yes, it's more susceptible to cards like tactics and thrust, but it still puts in the same amount of work. Droll, I actually don't really like this as a card because I feel like as a 6 card, it's not good, and even beyond it being just a 6 card, it's not good. I feel like mid game, late game, it can be very bad sometimes as opposed to like top decking a Vela or an Ash. But it actually helped me a lot during some games because, like for example, versus I played a cash game, it saved me. Played against a few other decks where it actually saved me. So I would play it going forward, and even though the Snake Eye deck does get around it to an extent, with another hand trap, again, you'll be able to stop them completely. That's actually the thing about this format, is that you need to have like you need to have like 2 hand traps in order to stop a deck completely if they draw optimally. And sometimes even the 2 hand traps doesn't stop them completely, but it puts enough of a dent into their combo where you can play with engine. Because one of the things I thought about was to one of the things I thought about was to actually run the board breakers instead, but after some theory out, I realized like that's not really the way, because it worked in my rescues deck, but for this deck, seeing as it can play more hand traps, you have a higher likelihood of drawing 2, maybe sometimes 3 hand traps in a turn. So it made much more sense for me to run the hand traps in this deck as opposed to rescues where you have a lot more bricks and you'll be given up consistency to play hand traps. Next up, I played 1 Dark Witch, 1 Flambridge, 1 Oak, 2 Poplar, 3 Ash. Basically standard Snake Eye engine stuff. This worked fine. I don't think I'd necessarily change the ratios. Maybe one extra witch, because sometimes you open the witch with the you wanted, and that's kind of annoying. But besides that, I'll still continue to play the one flamwitch for now. I have to do a lot of testing with it in order to decide if I want to play 2, but I find sometimes 2 does come up with the amount of DD cores that I've been seeing over the course of that tournament. And yeah, maybe I might put in a second flamwitch, because I actually find the effect to play some monster in the spell and trap is it's very good. Because one of the games that I actually played, I played against a Salamander deck, and he ashed me, I think it was. And then I went tactics, and I looked at his hand, and he had Imperm plus Bell. And then Bell, I took the Bell because it had stopped the flamwitch, and then I basically just used the flamwitch to place his roll into the spell and trap. Couldn't Imperm, so he had a dead card in his hand. That was amazing. Maybe I just don't know the deck, like, well, not don't know the deck, I don't know, like, how much interactions the deck really has, so that's why I was just being amazed by everything. But deck is insane, crazy, amazing. Next we have 1 Ponyx, 1 Arbrata, 1 Karen, 3 Karen, and a lot of the decks that top this weekend play like 2 Karen, sometimes 1 on each side. For me, it was good. I kind of followed what I saw online and what I theoried out. Wasn't big brained enough in the testing to figure out that 2 Karen might be the way. But during the tournament, I did realize that 2 can be played, because sometimes it's really not necessary to have 3. Like, yes, it does give you an option to side out, because I found myself siding out like a Karen in between. But it mainly help against cards like Imperm and Vela. But if you draw well enough, like, those cards aren't as problematic. So going forward, I might play 2, not sure. Right, next up we have the spells. 1 Call by, 1 Divine Temple, 1 Original. Circle, play this over Skyburn. Only came up once, like, ever needing the second spell, and it was not necessary. Wasn't necessary. So I don't know if I would even play another spell going forward. 1 Island, 1 Sanctuary, 3 Bonfire, and 3 Wanted. Is there anything? Hey, that was spicy. No. Well, I guess this Temple, I would definitely say this is a great card. I do not necessarily think that it is the best card going first, because sometimes it's just not necessary. Yeah, and then depending on how you get hand trapped, like, you might not get your combo as you like it. But if you know how to play the card well enough, for example, even if you brick, like, you could just place this on your field spell, put Ash in your spell trap, and you can have plays for the following turn plus 2 bodies, through Poplar as well. So then, in a case like that, it's really good. It's good to play around Nibiru. It's good to play in second, because a lot of card decks right now summon on your turn. But going first, sometimes I found like it wasn't as necessary. And sometimes I even thought, this might be better as a crossout with the amount of hand traps that I was seeing. So maybe that and a Karen might come out for a crossout. I believe my total was 41 for the main deck. Next up, we have the extra deck. Extra deck was standard. Yeah, standard stuff. Maybe I'm going through this a little too fast. The Anima, well, this isn't the standard. Linkaribo, SP, Masquerena, Dark, Heater, Sunlight, Unicorn, Decode, Double Promethean, Raging, Zelantis, Amber Whale, and Appaloosa. Cards that I would not change here. Unicorn and Anima. The Anima actually came up a good amount of times with the Nibiru, and this came up a few times there in the last couple of rounds with returning my own field spell to the extra deck, which helped me a lot, because then I'm going to go into Unicorn with this. this combo only came up once. It helped me to win a game, but I don't know if this is actually necessary for the deck. And just in those matches that I played yesterday, it didn't prove to be that useful to me. Yeah. So last two things for the deck would be tokens, and then the side deck. So side deck, triple strike. This was actually really great. It helped me to win close to time. There's like a minute on the clock. I played first, opponent had to play next, and they tactics me. They summon like a ephemeral, strike, double strike, won me the game, even on time. Triple cosmic cyclone. This was not necessary. I didn't really play any mirror matches actually. I played more like a couple brandeds, but in theory, like even realizing how people are shuffling back their own Fire King Islands now, I would say that it's not as useful anymore. Triple crossout. I sided this in a good couple of times, never drew it, but I would probably select after my Manoo side. Triple talents. This is staple. This is necessary. This was great all day. Triple bell. Came up once or twice. Didn't really get to see the full benefit of it because when it did come up, it wasn't too impactful. But I think it's still a great card in theory versus the variety of decks that it can't play against. So yeah, basically yesterday it was regional, got second, and I got 6.5. So I got 6 wins, 1 draw, and I played on table one like almost like for the whole day. But ended up getting second at the end of the appearance to the guy that got first place. I mean, congrats to him. But yeah, got second with the deck. Going forward, we'll continue to play the deck until it's banned because I feel it's gonna get hit some point, maybe soon. Who knows? And yeah, overall, good tournament experience. Yeah. Final thing, shout out to MV for having a great tournament, having some of the best tournaments that we often experience in Trinidad, and yeah, just glad to have regionals. Looking forward to nationals in the upcoming months, so probably around May, and then continentals in Peru. Aiming to enter that and trying to get some world's points. Hopefully, I can still catch up because the previous part of the season wasn't so great because wasn't really testing and playing as much as I would like to. So yeah, hopefully I can catch up now because I plan on playing a lot and really putting the work in to learn the deck that I'm playing in depth.